No, we are live, and people can hear us.
Hello, hello, everyone. Welcome to A Tower to the People, the Day Old Sushi Tower Control only tournament. I'm here with my buddy Noxton. How you doing today, Noxton?
I'm doing fine. It was a long day today, but I'm, well, went out of my bed, I'm fresh, and I'm ready to go.
Wonderful. I'm gonna be the co-commentator today, Fat Earth, aka Fat, aka Fatty Fat, and I have just popped into the room and realized that I told you the wrong place to go. So if you hit L and you actually go to the fourth little tab in a row, you should see the tournament room open and be able to join it.
Right now I see the lobby for HN03.
Yes, that's right.
Let's try. I need a passport.
Shouldn't need a password here. Should have an invitation to a tournament room.
No, I need a pass. It's probably he is on my friend list right now.
Oh, this is not. I think you're not looking in the right place, my friend. Welcome to Noxton's very first NSO tournament, everyone. Yeah. All right. So what you'll need to do is you'll need to hit L.
Yeah.
And you'll need to go to the fourth thing. Just hit R three times.
Yeah, friends, join friends in battle.
Yes. And then there should be a tournament symbol thing there.
A tournament?
With a room 3.
Room 3, no. No, I don't have any. Let's see. Refresh, no.
Have you confirmed yourself in the tournament?
In the app, I confirm myself. I don't think so.
Yeah, open your app.
I'm already in the app. How do I confirm myself? I mean, I opened the tournament, I see it. Tower to the people. Progress.
Just trying to look up that detail right now.
I can see the teams, I can see the ternary tree, I see that...
Oh, I didn't set you for this run. Okay. That's why. Well. Here. We're gonna go on standby for real quick here, Noxton.
we are back, everyone.
All right. Yeah. Hi there. We're having some technical difficulties in the back. But speaking of which, we're going to watch a little replay from Technical Difficulties and V. This match is still actually in progress right now, but we're just going to kind of catch up with these games post results here. I was in the room for this one, but I actually don't know what the the results were because we were working on some things on the back end here.
Oh, it's replay. The controls are a little bit different, I see. Oh, we have it.
If you were able to stream this for me, that would be beautiful.
Then give me a moment. I need to turn that on. Now you should see it. And the game is ongoing. So, and we already see a Trizuka on the tower. Love to see it. On the Giri with the Hydra on bunker and going down.
We've got only one cooler on the side of technical difficulties here in our Tri-Slosher, which is going down right as I mentioned that. And we have a very interesting comp from a lot of new weapons on this comp.
Yeah, the new sword, the new edit, the new stringer. And, well, the Carbon isn't that new, but a lot of new weapons. While as... I don't want to switch teams up, wait a moment. While as Tentacle Difficulties has a pretty, let's say, standard comp, you see it pretty much often in the tower control games.
Yeah, standard save the Hydra, I would think. But I think they're looking to try to get, take advantage of the relatively narrow stages by having the Hydra be able to kind of kick things off at any particular point here.
But it's
You
a
see a
wipeout.
wipeout. Yeah, looks like they're going to turn the corner here. V just extending their lead a little bit. Kind of like a bit of a double anchor thing going on.
Yeah, coordinating their special so they can actually get the tower down. But the Hydra is standing there and getting these picks right before the knockout.
Absolutely. And with the wipeout there, it's not quite the end of the game, but Technical Difficulties is going to have to do a lot of work here to get it back to the point where they are in the commanding position. They essentially have to knock it out.
And it can snowball really fast. Evergreen going for the tower, gets on the Giri.
Looks like we had a Splitana come through, the Decavitator just coming in with the flank. And with that, just the map is just, I'm just astounded with how much this weapon paints. This good Decavitator.
It paints its fair amount, but I'm still amazed of the hitbox of the close range attack. That if you're using and don't pay attention, you'll get picked up pretty easily.
Yeah, I think this is definitely the sword for tower control, especially with the bubble. Just like all of the buffs to bubble just make it such an annoyance on tower.
And there's the Trizuka and the Booyah Bomb coming up.
Not quite getting their foothold yet, just kind of trading back and forth here.
Spantan with the Carbon getting these picks one by one. And they're again to the, let's say, finish line. We need the last checkpoint. Trizuka coming up. Bubble and the Crab.
Yeah, that'll do it. That'll do it.
A great special coordination there.
Very nice special coordination there. That's our first game going to the... Alright, Noxton, before we do the next one, I'm going to make 2 requests here. We're going to put a color lock on. And then we're going to...
Alright, I didn't
That's a good.
activate it again. Whoops.
That's all right. Incidentally, I put it on for the last cast I did and forgot to take it off.
Another menu. Color
That's
lock.
the one. Number 1.
1.
Yeah, that's the one. And then we're gonna actually, I'm gonna direct you. I sent you the directions to put the auto camera on in your DM.
Yeah, but it was a replay, so the controls are a little bit different.
Oh, there you can still use it for the play, can't you? I
I
believe so.
don't think so. I tried it and
Yeah.
it stopped playing, or am I just the auto camera on off island area? It stops the replay with the LP.
Oh wait, yeah, the controls are different. Huh.
But I think we should good to go for the next few matches.
We should be able to. Let's watch the second one for Tentacle and V.
The
They're
second
still in
one.
battle right now.
Dum,
I'm gonna see if I can't find the solution here.
dum. Tower control on Mako this time.
It's like ZL plus R is what I have heard. So try clicking that real quick. ZL
Yeah,
there.
it
There we
activated.
go.
Okay.
Excellent.
So-
We have the same comp coming up from both teams, actually. Both pretty happy. Pretty happy with how things went in terms of their comp up.
I think they practice these comps a little bit. I don't know what they, how the people are preparing for these little tournaments right now.
Yeah, I
guess.
don't see necessarily much reason to change these particular matchups. I mean, it's obviously all tower.
I mean, I'm surprised not seeing any blasters on the command. Oh. And there's a pick from the Carb from Spamton.
Yeah, I'm not intimately familiar with all of these players, but from what I know of them, I don't know that there are any blaster players in this group. I know we have a few bow players. And of course, we have one player. Just like kind of pulling that AoE. Some very nice stops by the Hydra here.
But a few names are popping up here and there. I actually know.
We have some old DOSers, and we've actually had a pretty big influx of new ones in the past year. In time for a lot of these tournaments, we do see the kind of sinking themselves in a little bit more as they've now taken down 2 checkpoints. Trouble dealing with the sword again, who's just kind of wrecking havoc in the back.
Yes, they have difficulties. But hey, that's... Oh, even a wipeout at the end. Okay. And again, the bubble at the last few meters on the tower. Preventing anyone to get or to stop them. So,
Alright. So just to kind of give the folks at home an update here, because we do have that round 1 going to V. We also appear to have one other pair of teams finished. It looks like due to a little bit of back-end technical difficulties, we've had to do a creative solution for another pair of teams who are in progress with their battle right now, but we're going to have to kind of do some movement on the back end to make sure that their scores get reported. I'm going to take a moment, Noxton, to check to see what their status is. And I don't know, feel free to serenade the audience with your...
take your time.
But
I do my best to entertain the people. So yeah. Okay, then how do I entertain you the best? So let's see. Right now, the another group, Cloud Yellers against Deep Sea International, are done, with Cloud Yellers getting the 2 wins out of this match. So they are getting these points. So let's see what the other teams are doing then. And yeah, that's actually my first time, let's say, to comment on a tourney hosted by with the app. I need to think about when was the last time I, well, commented a tourney with you guys.
Was it with me during the anniversary tourney?
I think it was with you, yeah.
Yeah, I think it was that long ago. We had, for those who aren't aware, we had an anniversary tournament for, well, the Dale Sushi server anniversary, or was it the anniversary of Splatoon 2?
It was the
Both of
anniversary
those?
of the server, I think.
Yeah. Either way, we did what was essentially like a mixed ability level kind of tournament where rather than having teams sign up as themselves, everyone signed it up individually, and we seeded teams. Players that hadn't played with one another before for I can't remember how many weeks we ended up doing it. I think it ended up being 5 weeks of preliminaries and 3 weeks of finals. So Noxon, let's throw up another replay here while we're waiting for this. We might have time for one more match.
For one more match, okay, then I would just pick
or
the
one more game at the very least.
first match from Cloud Yellers against Deep Sea International.
Oh wait, hold on just a second. I'm actually seeing that we are getting reports from one of the other teams that they've actually finished their rounds. So no, not too much longer. We have to wait here to go to round 2. So, oh wait, just finished one.
Okay, then we just wait until we are ready.
I'm going to keep talking about the anniversary tournament. So, what we ended up doing was this mixed ability level tournament. Everyone signed up as individuals, and then the TO team seeded a bunch of these teams. These were players who had not been on teams with one another before for the most part. And you had, folks who they were beginner players playing with folks who had been a little bit more entrenched in competitive Splatoon. There were lots of opportunities for scrimmages and mentorship and coaching, and of course playing all of the Anarchy modes over a tournament series that went like a month, like 2 months ish. And we, tried to stream as many of those matches as we possibly could throughout that time, and yeah, a lot of folks ended up getting their feet wet and competitive. A lot of people made friends with their fellow teammates and competitors throughout that week. So yeah, a really great opportunity. And again, there was no previous experience required to join, just pretty much open to everyone. So you get the opportunity to kind of find your way in, as it were, if you're new, and if you're more experienced, a chance to kind of share some of your experience with the other folks in the tournament.
I mean, it was a great experience. I played Daria by myself too, and there are a few scrims we had. Essentially, 1 or 2 under the week. They were pretty much fun. Everyone was really chill, and more experienced player, they acted kinda like coaches and gave us plenty of tips to improve.
Absolutely. We had another tournament similar to that a while ago, which I think about a year before then, maybe a little bit more or less. But we had a beginners only tournament, the only requirement being like less than 1 year of competitive. And I think not being low ache band or anything along those lines, but the idea was to help more people
Um,
get who are interested in competitive get their feet wet. Still a mixed ability level tournament, but albeit
Wait, I need to
focused on
correct myself now that you mentioned it. I played in the beginner tournament. I wanted to play in
that's
the
right.
anniversary tournament, but I didn't had any time to do it. So I ended up
Right,
just
that's right.
commenting a few games for the anniversary tournament, I think.
That's right. Yeah, I'm remembering that now. So, all of this to say for folks who are relatively new to DOS, that these smaller events, um, we'll while we're still looking to have them happen, keep your eyes peeled in the event that we, look to do something a little bit larger again. There's all sorts of options for us here. This smaller form tournament thing was just an idea to try to get the people who already have teams, give them some reason to do. Although we do have some
Yeah.
pickup teams today here as well.
I mean, these little tournaments are great to just, let's say, stay in touch with the competitive side of Splatoon. And if you get,
Definitely.
if you guys can play, I guess the more teams there are, the funnier it gets.
Absolutely. Another benefit here, and I guess appropriately, you do get to meet people from all over the world. We definitely have I definitely have like probably primarily like American like demographic in this server,
Yeah.
but we do have lots of friends from Europe, hi Noxton, and
Hi from
some
Germany.
friends living some friends living in plenty of other countries as well. Certainly in Asia and Australia and probably pretty much wherever. I believe we have some South American friends as well, and we had a nice little mixture of that in both of our tournaments, which means you get to meet people from different parts of the country, different parts of the world, and that's always neat as well, just to kind of expand that sort of social bubble. And
Just exchanging information, how people live are here and there,
yeah, perhaps recipes as well.
and recipes, yeah. Or that fact that Canada actually uses bags for their milks. I just can't get over that. I don't know why.
I know, right?
But yeah, it's funny to have just talking with people all around the world. Usually you don't really get it if you're just staying, let's say, in your country with gaming.
Yeah, absolutely. It's just that way to, the world is smaller than it's ever been, because of that. While I think it can be very easy to look at the internet age and go, oh, there's all of these trappings that kind of come with it that maybe aren't so positive. I would say it's a net positive for humanity being able to communicate with someone halfway across the world in real time.
Yeah, it's just basically um, sit on your PC or get on your phone and then you can talk to a guy living at the other side of the world.
Absolutely. All right, so they are tied right now in this last little match here. We probably have time. I don't know if you want to just quickly go into a replay here.
We actually have one more game. We didn't watch it yet. That's the second game from Cloud Yellers against Deep Sea International.
Okay. If we need to abandon it early, I will let you know. Hopefully we'll be able to get to the end of it. But just for the viewers at home, because we are trying to be considerate of everyone's time, including those that are currently competing right now, we're not gonna let them wait any longer than they already have.
Yeah. Now let's watch this replay. Tower control on Inkblot.
Alright, and here we're looking at the Cloud Yellers and Deep Sea International. Deep Sea International is a pretty well-established team, actually. They've rapidly expanding team, and the Cloud Yellers, I believe, is going to pick up with some DOS decks here. You see the rollout here against some interesting comps. I see an Octobrush on Cloud Yellers.
Yeah, and again a Hydra on Deep Sea International.
There's no mystery that Hydra is a multiple the DLC2 server.
It has quite a high
Beloved
range.
by the people that play it, and probably maligned by anyone who has to go against the many talented Hydra players we have on the server.
I would say I don't really like Hydra because it's a few of the weapons that has longer range than the ballpoint.
There you go.
Quite a little bit, but still quite thrilling here playing against a good Hydra player. Oh, we see the flank from the Rapid.
This is another one of my favorite weapons. I think this was a sleeper pick, this Rapid Pro Deco. Very well positioned. You already see that second catch point going down. The Cloud Yellers just extends the lead here.
And they're at the third checkpoint. And they're still pushing the tower towards the end. Getting these peaks are not the counter, yeah.
This Rapid Pro Deco has not died in a very, very long time.
He knows how to survive.
The coming up into the attic. Able looks like they're starting to move the towers back towards mid, 2v2 situation.
Oh, but they're going down one by one. It's a soft wipe, if I see this correctly. They're now jumping in, back in. We are the last 10 points here.
Bit of a meat grinder here in this last checkpoint. Just the Deep Sea holding it down. Not letting them through, but the time is ticking away. We are halfway through this game here. And it looks like with that, there it is.
That's a pretty clear wipe at the end. I mean, it's kinda hard to get the tower back off the platform once you're there.
Yeah, it's a very chip-heavy comp too, just having lots of chip from the Wealth String and the Rapid Pro. That even a weapon, something like an Octobrush that is a little bit slower of a kill, just lowering that demand to get as many hits on. Even being a pretty sub-weapon light comp, just they were able to position themselves in a way that they just stonewalled Deep Sea for a while.
But that's basically it. Cloud Yellers are going with 2 wins. The team a few of the words I can't really pronounce it in English.
I believe it's pronounced Tihi.
The Tihi. I hope I pronounce it correctly. Correct me if I'm mistaken. But
It's the or the. It could be both. It
be.
probably just depends on your perspective. And anyway, we should be getting the final results of that last match here. Big shout out to our TOs who have helped some folks who were having some technical difficulties. And as convenient as it has been to use the NSO app in some regards, in other ways it has proven to be a little bit rigid. But we should be starting the next round soon enough. Just waiting on a game that is already in progress for one of the TOs to report the scores before we jump into round 3.
I mean, I find it quite interesting that Nintendo actually tried to make an app for tournaments.
Yeah, it certainly does some things well by way of having all of the replays quickly available. It does, it does a lot of the math for you in terms of scoring. It just has a little bit of rigidity once things are already in motion. Just some small limitations of the app here. But we wanted the pretty TO badge.
Yeah, and some people are really on the badge grind, I guess. And these tournament badges are not that easy to get.
All right, Noxton, I've been informed that my audio is a little low. If you could boost me a smidge, me being Fat Earth, and then boosting possibly the overall volume of everything on the stream. So maybe me up a nudge, and maybe the whole thing up a nudge.
That should be now okay, I think.
Wonderful.
I mean, I can't.
Well, Mike set check you 1 2 1 2.
I think I can. So if people want it, I can blast the way off, so that you're the only one sound in the stream loud enough that everybody else gets shut down. But I don't think I should do this. But yeah,
Well, at any rate, we're going to be moving on to the next round now, and I think that I have a setup in a room. I'm going to triple check because now I'm paranoid. All right, here we go.
I'm checked as a viewer.
All right, I am. All right, I have started the round.
Okay, then let's see if the notification is there. I think as soon as the people are joining in the lobby, I guess.
That is my understanding as well.
Okay, the first ones are already in the lobby. At least according to the app.
Wonderful. We already have a match underway as well. That is another benefit of this setup is there's a
you can see which people are already playing or not. So, okay, we need to wait for the check-in. Room 5, okay, I see.
right. Yeah, we're just waiting for them to get ready here. All right, Nuxton. Let's say
So,
hypothetically you're in a tower control only tournament. What's your thoughts going in? What's your strategy? What's your secret sauce?
well, blasters, especially the range blaster, is probably one of the trickiest weapons to play against because you can get people behind the pole, basically. I mean, let's say you're playing a shooter, it doesn't really matter which one, and the enemy is standing on the tower. Oh, the room is ready. It kinda is necessary that you need two people to shoot at the tower at the same time from two different directions to get everyone currently standing on the tower. Otherwise, he just can't hit behind the pole and just keep the tower pushing.
Absolutely. I should be no surprise. I'm definitely of the opinion that having a cooler is better than not having a cooler, just particularly because of how snowbally this mode is. Having special passive special charge, which for those that don't know, you charge everyone on your team charges special automatically when you have control of the tower. You don't even have to be on it. But allowing you to get more cooler output is invaluable. I am a huge agreeer in the range blaster as being a very, very strong weapon. Either kit is fine, to be honest. Although I think people tend to prefer the vanilla just a smidge. I am a brush player primarily, but I would even consider just getting the rust off of range blaster. If I were entering this tournament, just because of how valuable it is, especially on, the fact that you can hang a little bit further back and play a little bit safer if you need to.
Yeah, and I see really people playing the Vanilla Blaster a little bit more because you can do a little bit more with your main weapon than with the special. For example, the second kit has Kraken on it, and the time you are not playing with your main, it actually shows in your gameplay what you are capable of doing. So a Kraken in tower control you can easily outplay just by, well, shooting at it, or if you can do it, even just to swim back to your team.
Absolutely. I even think that some of the kind of like old meta staples aren't terrible in a tower control. So things like slushing machine and Splash-O-Matic, which have kind of fallen off the vanilla that is. I think there's probably still room in tower for those kind of things. They kind of like
Definitely.
oppose one another more than a lot of the other weapons in the current meta, but they're still very, very strong. It's like being second best, or like the second best tier of weapons, is still very, very good.
Yeah, especially if the kits are a little bit more distributed. I mean, the second kit of the blaster were released. Everyone just played it, and it was a little bit, let's say, unbearable to play tower control, especially in open if you then going
Oh
against
yeah.
up four range blasters with splat
Mm-hmm.
bombs and Kraken, and
I,
then
I was one of the people playing the range blaster at that point, and I was like, man, like this is like my whole team.
yeah, but
Every comp is a mean comp.
but I'm glad that it's balanced out right now. So if you see a range blaster, you see okay, it's only one and not four.
Yeah, I think there's definitely a bit of new toy syndrome in that. And while Kraken is strong, it is certainly not the absolute be all end all strongest weapon in the game, or special in the game, but definitely with some extra benefit on tower. And with
Yeah.
that, we're going into the first game with Jelly Squids and Deep Sea International. I'm excited. I haven't seen Jelly Squids play. I don't know if everyone is new to the server, but this is a relatively new group to the Dale Sushi server, fighting against the more enfranchised Deep Sea International, which has some Dawson vets in here.
Let's see, the teams are positioning themselves. Again, a stringer one. But... Ooh, early wipeout.
Early wipeout.
So let's see how they are dealing with the drop in. Strikes are coming up. Ooh, tank gets picked. And we see an Inkjet in their base. The push isn't over.
Got that bubble pushing them through. Team Jelly Squid, which incidentally is playing like... This is like all weapons I used to main. This is crazy. I do like the Zipcaster on this map. I do also like having a bucket on tower control. Interesting seeing these are not, maybe save for the junior sometimes, these aren't really super common weapons that you see.
Yep. Especially on Macromat. Slosher is a pretty popular pick. Just because you have the stacks, the drop, where you can just stay down and slosh from above or from under the map, basically.
Yeah, we just see a great example of that very thing right now, and with that jetpack also being able to get underneath the ledges. Having the slosher and the Octobrush just kind of diving in and being annoying while you have this junior and Splatling playing kind of more of a defensive role as the tower pushes. Really interesting strategy, honestly.
I mean, they used their bubbler pretty well, because at the start of the round, around the first checkpoint, you saw that they're almost wiped out and the bubbler was on the tower. Everyone jumps to the bubbler, and the push is, well, let's say online again.
Absolutely. I really like Junior on this comp. Just the fact that it will constantly have paint out for the frontliners that don't paint necessarily that well on their own, but also just having a bubble just to keep that tower moving through those checkpoints. I'm gonna have to see how Deep Sea International will want to adjust here as we slide into the next map. It looks like we may get a personnel switch from one or both teams here.
Let's see how they will change their comp. I mean, right now I think you need a way to deal with the junior, kind of a little bit, because the setup with the bubblers was great on this last match.
They're gonna have to find a way to keep those frontliners from pushing through. It felt like the having just two very divey slayers in the Octobrush and the bucket just really enabled, like the junior to just get as much bubble as they need to push through. Having a little bit of range from the Spotling is ice, but it's a pretty short range comp. So I wonder if maybe a more midline focused or like a little bit longer range could possibly help. I would be interested to see if they pull out a Hydra on this one.
I mean, they played with the heavy, the Octo expansion set. I mean, it's just a vanilla one with a reskin. But you need to keep your distance with these close range players, and I don't know much about the heavy how it can deal with this kind of gameplay. But hey.
Yeah, I could see like a Hydra or a even a ballpoint or a pencil being a good way to combat the vanilla, like the heavy Splatling.
Mm.
There, just having something with a little bit of extra range, something that can maybe even zone out something like the Tri-Slusher as well. Just not let them closer, just like keep them at bay to allow the rest of the team to move in. But
Yeah.
it looks like we do have a little bit of a personnel switch here. So we'll have to see what their strategy ends up being, Noxton.
So the people are getting ready. I guess we'll dive into the match any moment now. So,
Yeah.
uh,
Tower control can be a tricky one. It requires a lot of patience because it can really slip away from you that quickly.
yeah, basically you can reverse sweep them if you're getting on the tower and can stay your ground for long enough.
Bit of a switch to heavy edit. And here we have a bow coming out for Deep Sea International.
And a double junior comp on Jelly
Really interesting.
Jelly Squid sides.
Interesting decisions here. Very aggressive positioning. Being right out of the way for Jelly Squids as they go past this first checkpoint.
The Rush running around, getting their attention and picking up the people.
Like here, off of that Zipcaster.
That's already a second checkpoint. Bubble on
Another bubble.
the tower. Let's see.
Yeah, I like the bubble at the end, right as they're ending the checkpoint, just to guarantee those next few points. Heavy edit staying alive.
Alive, yeah. And popping up a grab.
That's an aggressive crab tank, but getting a pick out of it in the process.
Oh, even
Getting
two?
two picks out of it in the process.
And the push is still going.
That is some very nice play from the heavy edit here. Keeping it alive long enough to let the rest of the team swim in.
Last checkpoint. Rush is in their base. We have the bubbler coming up. Ooh, and the grab tank right next to the tower, and that's game.
That's the game, and that is the match going to Jelly Squids here. It looks like we've actually reached the end of round 2. We're just gonna wait briefly for them to report their scores, and then we're gonna go straight into round 3, Noxton.
Already done with round 2, that's interesting.
Yeah, I'm just looking at the app right now, and we have scores reported. Looks like we have Cloud Yellers taking it in their match, and then the Freakin' Casuals moving on in their match. So we have one more round of Swiss best of 3, and then we move into the best of 5 for the finals here.
Done. Let's leave this room and wait for the next round to start.
It'll kick us out automatically at some point here. Just gonna wait for the scores to get reported. I know we have some TOs on the back end that are also helping with customer service at this point, so I'm just gonna stick around in here while they...
A tournament like this, you can do it on your own. So, big shout out to all the people are working in the background. Especially
Absolutely,
the TOs and the admins of the server, I think.
They have been invaluable in their efforts and are much appreciated.
So, let's wait to the scores to be recorded. But I think right now Jelly Squids are taking their lead. Let's see. With Cloud Yellers, they should be on place 1.
All right, looks like we got it together here. All right. Okay.
Yep. Cloud Yellers and Jelly Squids with 6 points each. And the freaking casuals and D. Let's see. Yeah, this match is going to decide who's going up against one of the other two teams. Let's see how they are all doing. Rooms are getting ready right now. And there's a notification.
All right, I have mine as well. Fat did potato this time.
I mean, it's actually nice if that works like that over the app. I'm kinda enjoying it. And you can see the results right as they are happening right now.
Absolutely. I am impressed with how responsive the app is. And not to, at the risk of sounding cynical, in a game where responsiveness via the internet is inconsistent at best, I think, that's maybe being a little bit overly generous. It is pretty astounding to see how quick and responsive the app is, despite its limitations. So another check there, and we're gonna be getting into. We have the freaking casuals and the two pickup teams, Noxton.
Two pickup teams. Ah, I see. I mean, this time I actually can read names I kinda see quite often on the server.
Yeah, I think I've played with almost everybody in this lobby. There's a couple that I haven't, but the ones I haven't, I am aware of who they are and either have watched them play during other tournaments or seen them interacting with folks in the server. So, yeah, I think this is gonna be a pretty interesting match here. Definitely some talented players on both sides. Like we're going to be doing some Inkblot Art Academy. I don't know that we've seen this one yet, but it could just be that my brain is mush.
No, we saw it.
Oh, we did see it. We did see it.
We did see it with a replay.
Confirmed that Fat's brain is mush.
Let me think about it. Isn't it like 9 p.m. at your time right now? Or something like that?
It's 6 o'clock. It's still light outside. Not for very much longer.
6 o'clock. Oh.
Yes. I live in lovely daylight savings time free Arizona.
Okay, then that's a little bit farther away than I first thought.
Yeah. There's more sun than anything else here.
That's actually nice. Right now we have a kind of rainy weather here.
Well, nice. It is a harrowing reminder that climate change is real. Anyway, we're gonna get into this first match with the freaking casuals and the. Ooh, we got another Rapid Pro Deco.
And the Hydra.
Shout out to Weapon. Yeah, shout out to Weapons I Play. We do have a Hydra. I'm not too surprised to see OPJP running that one. We have this is such an interesting comp from the freaking casuals. It looks like we're getting a lot of picks of kind of, I don't want to call it comfort picks in a demeaning way, but just weapons that these folks feel strong on. Noxton.
Netsu is putting their play together so they can start the push. But they
do have carbon on both sides.
It's pretty interesting. I mean, let me look it up. I don't really want to mess it up. the there, the PHE, is playing mid-line heavy comp, not really long range, so they need to take their time to get down the Hydra, which is actually sitting on the tower right now. Getting these picks with the carbon together.
Absolutely. Very interesting diving comp in the carbon and the dualies, which are right all the way into the spawn right now. Going down because of it, but just wasting a little bit more time so that the Hydra can pass through this next checkpoint.
Booyah's coming up, protecting the tower, and that's the last checkpoint.
There's the wipeout. There's a very nice stop there, but we're going to have a kind of a long haul before V is able to secure a victory here in Noxton.
They need to get their paint down so they don't get swarmed by the carbon. And then they can try to push the tower. Let's see how they will doing this.
We do have some potential here. I don't know that necessarily one team vastly outpaints the other here. Probably maybe a little tinge more on the freaking casuals here, but really the thing that's letting the freaking casuals kind of get away with it is just the picks. I've seen them just kind of overwhelmed with kill power left and right.
Grab on tower, always a scary situation, but
Pro Deco just going right above that.
Doesn't care about the protection from the front.
Absolutely.
He's trying to find the players of the casuals, and
Ooh.
nice flame from the dualies.
Yeah, I don't know if that was an angle shooter kill or not. It almost looked like it. Yeah, V's still trying to kind of find their footing here. Not able to get a numbers advantage quite long enough to get the lead. That's a really nice pick on the dualies by this Rapid Pro Deco. Just kind of holding it down right here. A little bit more aggressively.
Deagle surely knows his place.
The position is certainly good here.
Looking for the flanks if he's on the tower. I don't actually know. And the autobomb on the tower. The most scariest thing if you don't have paint under you.
There's some specials coming out. Looks like they're trying to just keep this tower from moving anywhere at all. Nice kill, but unfortunately the trade isn't going to do much for them at this point with less than a minute left on the clock.
Yeah, the freaking casuals do have their advantage up. So let's see how they will push the tower the last few points down, or are they trying to stall it?
Some really nice movement from the dualies here. Is really just being patient on that fight and using dodge rolls in a very defensive manner. Really impressive.
And Crab Tank is coming up.
That's going to be very annoying. They have so much paint just from the crab, from the tri-strikes and Booyah. Just every special putting down even more paint and even more pressure. That first one's going to go to the freaking casuals.
Great movement by the Blaster player, yeah.
I could have gotten away with it too if it weren't for you freaking casuals.
Always these casuals ruining our games.
Right?
But yeah, that's the first one of them. At least in this lobby. So let's see what they're doing with the second match.
Absolutely. We'll have to see what V does to make an adjustment here. They had a couple moments where it looked like a push was going to get initiated, but just couldn't quite keep their foot on the gas long enough. And
Yeah.
wonder if there just needs to be a little bit more self-preservation, especially given that again we're talking about another team, as with the last, where the Slayers getting far upon your plat are going to cause a lot of problems if they're allowed
Yep.
to get away with what they're doing and just enable the kind of backline and support just to take the tower as far as they need to.
Yeah, and one thing we need to keep in mind is that as soon as they're pushed, and they're putting up their ink strikes out, so the tower is basically paused for a few seconds, and these few seconds actually matter to get back in to the tower, to close the range and to stop basically the push. And we
Another
saw it.
not so another not so unpopular opinion. I do think that Tri-Strike is also a supremely smart pick. It basically does everything that Booyah does, but a little bit better, in my opinion. At least
It's
functionally in like these kind of comps. You know, in that it'll paint, it'll clear a tower, it'll destroy a bubble, it'll get you through a checkpoint, it'll give out that GG at the end of the game if you need to stop that ultimate push.
ultimately, yeah. The only thing you don't have, I think, is the armor to keeping you alive. So it's not, let's say, a special you use in when you are in a pinch. It's more special if you're planning to do something.
Yeah, it's like a more proactive version.
Yeah,
Not that Booyah is always played reactively, but it definitely has that mode that allows it to it. And I think that also, with paired with a Hydra that has the Booyah, it just increases that survivability.
that's sure, yeah. I mean, the moment what someone is coming up, you pop up your booyah, you can retreat safely and shoot at them again. But yeah. Tower
Great.
on Hagelfish. I don't think we saw it today.
So do we have a junior coming out now? And here's the pencil. There we go.
From Deagle.
So we got carbons on both sides. Fairly similar in function here.
Let's see how the pencil is actually playing. Bubble coming up on the tower. Trying to get early points to the first checkpoint.
Already got a push initiated here. Let's see if they're going to be able to keep that momentum. Nice two picks here, but unfortunately the pencil getting flanked allow the freaking casuals to maintain control of the tower.
So William with the grab on top of the pavilion. And the strikes coming in. It seems like they're getting their way to the second checkpoint.
Looks like a Hydra's on the tent area. An area that usually you'll see some of the shorter range weapons, maybe a blaster up there. We have the Hydra in this incredibly impressive position. I'm speechless. I don't think I've ever seen a Hydra go up to that position, honestly.
You don't see it often, to be honest. But getting their space as the enemies are dropping in surely pays out here this time. Getting these pings one by one.
Yeah, taking out the pencil's pretty big right there. Just making a longer window for which the pencil needing to get the cooler, but they do have a wipeout. V is going to start inching ever more closely forward as they take control of mid constants.
Now we see their, let's say, counter push. Hydra's getting picked up. Oh, I think that, yeah, it was a bomb.
The bomb. I really liked the coordination of specials there, but that unlucky bomb gonna help. And just with that, the freaking casuals have control of mid again and are initiating another push.
Strikes coming out. The Snipe Rider trying to hold on their space. Typhus was coming up. He's
This is
right.
really a nice evasive play. God, the bomb
Yeah,
getting
the
it,
bomb.
but it was a very nice evasive play from the pencil there.
That's
coming across
last
this last check.
checkpoint.
It's a party on the tower. Everyone's invited. All right, and that is it for that game. We now, I believe, end that set with the freaking casuals taking the lead there.
Yeah, it's 2 wins, 0 loses for the freaking casuals.
So just to kind of give it a little sneak peek behind the curtain, we actually do have some information now as to who will be moving on to the finals. We know at least 3 out of the 4 teams from here. We know that the Cloud Yellers, Jelly Squids, and the Freaking Casuals will now be in the final bracket. It's possible that the might be able to continue to be in, as with Deep Sea International and Tentacle difficulties. It's going to come down to individual game wins, or there's some other metrics by which it's measured to break ties for the points that are tabulated inside the app. So we just have to wait for the other teams, particularly Deep Sea International and Tentacle difficulties, to report their scores.
According to the app, they're done with their first game already. So I guess we don't need to wait longer to see what the second game will be.
Well, if you'd like, maybe we can catch part of the replay for Deep Sea and Tentacle difficulties here, since it's going to kind of hinge upon them, their results.
So then let's see. At least
Yeah,
the
again, we
first
may have
match.
to, for the benefit of keeping the tournament moving smoothly, we may have to ditch this replay early, but we will have to see. Just a heads up for the viewers at home.
It's done loading. Quite long actually. Maybe it's a longer game. So, Hagelfish. Another Hagelfish market play, okay. Let's see, Deep Sea International against Tentacle difficulties.
Alright, we have the bow comp again, and we have the comp that we saw Tentacle difficulties using earlier, again looking like they're going to be sticking with that. Overall, looks like we're trying to get a cooler as soon as possible here for Deep Sea International.
Nice overview there, a little bit hesitant to get into the tower. Trying to get picks first. Specials are coming in. The bow is getting pushed. Nice special also down. But the Hydra is trying to defend the tower. Nice trade there for Treslasher. Let's see. Bo's getting pushed.
Well, if it weren't a case of commentators curse, I do have to report that we actually have finished round 3. So, I'm gonna have to kindly ask to ditch this particular one, but maybe we can pick up on it later should we have any extra time. But we do have scores reported.
Okay, then let's
we are
see.
going to, yeah, let me see here. And our final round is going to be, our final bracket is going to be Cloud Yellers, the Jelly Squids, and the Freaking Casuals. I'm actually going to just quickly.
means the
so
next
here.
game we are streaming now would be Jelly Squids against the freaking casuals.
All right, gonna start this one off. Let all the teams know.
Let me look at it.
Right, we're just waiting for our own notifications here.
So
Should be hopping in momentarily. We are actually moving to a best of 5 as well. So we will see at a minimum 3 games. And of course, up to 5 in this final bracket. It is the top 4 teams, and then culminating in the finals. So we've got, anywhere between 6 to 10 more games to watch here. And I've received my notification, so I'm going to hop in here.
I'm on my way too. And I just realized Cloud Healers with 9 points in the lead. We didn't see them right now.
We have not seen them yet. They have not dropped a set so far.
So I'm kind of want to see how they will do against them. And who of them is going to be in the finals.
Absolutely. Well, we have here the Jelly Squids and the freaking Casuals just lining up in here. Jelly Squids being an enfranchised team, and the freaking Casuals, of course, being a DOS-based pickup. Got a number of folks on this pickup who have their own teams as well here in Noxton.
Can see it in the coordination of these peoples. So it's nice to see that they're playing, let's see, outside of their team so well together.
I'm actually really interested in this particular matchup based on the games that we've seen, because I think there's, from what we've seen, some similarities in that they have kind of half of their players being on that hyper aggressive side, and then the other half being a little bit more of a defensive role. I think that's a really interesting dynamic.
That's true. Let's see how they will doing, and kinda a little bit reminder. I just see the points dropping in, but you can make predictions. Thanks for Pickle for that. Then let's see how chat thinks. Who will win this? Right now, Jelly Squids is in the lead. And we just need to wait to see how this prediction will come true or not.
Well, I'm pretty sure that, no matter what, the win's going to go to Team Chaos here. Much to my chagrin.
Not to Team Present. Oh, nee. Team Past wins the...
Oh boy,
wants the,
Team Past.
won the final Splatfest.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. See, this is a. It's. I know it doesn't always come down to votes, but you would think having just as many votes going to one team as the other two combined would amount to some amount of wins advantage, but it's not about that, I suppose.
If it's distributed like that, then one team is going to have so many mirror matches.
That's true.
And that's... You can kind of see how these mirror matches are not counted in the results.
Yeah, I suppose that does balance it out, as not to tip the scales, so it's probably better that way. All right, here we go. We have... Oh, this is a different comp than Jelly Squids had last time. This is an all short-range comp
Yeah,
with
basically
Tacticooler. Yeah, no backline.
no backline. So
And no bubble this time.
So they will try to play very aggressively. But I kinda want to see how they want to deal with the Hydra. Because if they didn't get the Hydra away, then the freaking casuals will jump back in from time to time.
They do have two specials that can, on paper, deal with Hydra, but two of which can also get countered by Hydra in the Zipcaster and the Jetpack. Just having a skilled Hydra player or sniper is going to be able to shoot them out of the sky.
You can see it on the scores right now. It's the first push on the checkpoint, but
You have the Tri-Strike helping them get through.
yeah.
Ooh, and with that, there's the Zipcaster taking out the Hydra.
But the tower isn't that far away. Oh, a double pick?
Another double kill. And here's the Tri-Strikes again. Again, probably going to be the best counter to the Hydra outside of the Zipcaster. Cooler coming out.
Ooh.
Unfortunately, I don't know that they got their juice in time.
Random place, not really random place, but well placed bomb.
I saw him getting 2. Getting 3. Pretty nasty stagger for the freaking casuals right now. Gonna see how they are able to regroup at this moment. A lot of map control for the Jelly Squids at the moment.
That's the pick from Sion. And
Carter coming in from behind.
trying to take out the rush.
Yeah,
Gets
Rush
untraded.
has been getting a lot of picks.
Jumping back into the game with the cooler boosts.
See the Carbon coming in from behind. And here's another Zipcaster. Probably going to try to suss out this backliner, and here they are. But this time, he was ready for it. Unfortunately, the bomb going to take him down in the process. Unlucky.
Got enough hits from the brush, and the bomb takes off with chip damage.
Absolutely, and just back fast. Just coming in with another cooler. Going to help push the momentum forward. Now just looking at the Hydra alone on tower, testing. Hydra staying alive, holding things down defensively, but we're at 1:30, and there's still a pretty wide divide in points here, Austin.
Yeah. I mean, that would be enough to win this game if they hold on for like 1.5 minutes again.
Wow. Some very nice game sense from the Hydra here. Either, I don't know if it was a call out or just knowing that someone was shut down.
Was a shark there with the Booyah Bomb, so let's see. Bubble on the tower. They're jumping back right in.
Could be a moment. Unfortunately, Junior going down in the process.
Not really true, and the tower is moving back. Nice pick again with the Booyah Bomb.
There's still an opportunity here. If they can get past this first checkpoint, the travel to the next checkpoint is a little bit faster. But this first checkpoint can be pretty tricky, especially with the opportunity to pinch on both sides, Noxton.
Yeah. And if they're stalling with the Tri-Strikes here, so that the tower is always moving back, they basically need to get the checkpoint again, these few points. Zipcast coming up.
They just took down 3. Not quite able to secure the quad with the T-Tech holding things down. Now with specials that they're ready, and they're 2 down. They could possibly get another push here. They're going to have to roll this into overtime to have any hope of closing this out.
Basically need to do this because it's now overtime.
But the brush coming in again.
jumping on the tower while I don't know who was on the tower, but I think somebody get pushed back from the tower, so it was just
Yeah, it's that catch-22. Do I risk getting off a tower for a moment to play defensively and risk losing it, or do I just stay on and hope they miss their shots?
I mean, missing the shots with a brush is kind of difficult if you're going for a close range um, attack, but
I will tell you as a brush main, we have no problem missing our shots in crucial
yeah,
moments.
yeah,
We do that just
especially
fine.
on tower.
Yeah, but yeah, with the tower just being that, having that kind of like sort of AOE is just going to be really beneficial. And I think particularly on Mako Mart, just having all of those places to shark, not just for Octobrush, but really for like that whole comp. There's just all these ledges to hide behind. There are safe places to paint for a cooler, to paint for a tri-strike, and get your sharks going. We also had some really nice positioning from the tri-slosher as well, and a lot of work being done with the jetpack. So not to be outdone as we go into Tower Control Inkblot Art Academy next.
That is actually a strong map for something like the Hydra.
I happen to know that it is a favorite map of one of the members of the Freaking Casuals. So, and not to necessarily say that'll tilt things in their favor, but there's something to be said about, having those maps that you feel very confident on to help swing the momentum in your favor.
Yeah, I mean, if you like a map, you definitely know the little tricks to get where you need to be and where enemies are hiding. So
Yeah,
especially if you're on the Hydra, for example, and you go on the stacks, you can almost secure one or two, so one push through the first checkpoint.
Yeah, absolutely. Even getting onto kind of like an opposing snipe or the bats on this stage could be very beneficial for those long-range splatlings. Not necessarily a position you would expect, but can be very difficult to come back out from spawn. You see the same comp, and we see a very different comp. So opting away from the Hydra and going into the gold Dynamo, and then we have the cooler version of the Dapple Dualies. I'm not surprised to see the Dualies here. This albeit it was a different kit, the Dualies happened to work out very well. As we see the Dualies getting an early pick and already getting onto the flat here, taking out another in the process.
In a 3v1 situation, it was a good pick there.
Dynamo going down to the bucket, and now a bit of a momentum reversal here as we see the Slayers coming in, Zuka coming up, not quite able to stop the push here. But now looking like we might have a momentum swing again here, Noxton.
Yeah, I wonder if the pickup to Dynamo is caused due to the brush player. Because a brush... I think it's hard to play as a brush. It's hard to play against a Dynamo player.
You have to get the jump on the Dynamo. Once they have already swung in your direction, it's over. Particularly with Octobrush, with that lower amount of mobility compared to the Ink Brush. It's very hard, but they're still riding tower and managing to evade just fine as I say that.
But they didn't get quite the lead, 2 points difference.
Unfortunately, the Dynamo not able to express what I just said because they ran out of ink right at the moment where they would have secured that kill, and now Jelly Squid's going to round this first checkpoint and take the lead.
Now it's a battle on to get on the flat again.
Tri-strikes and jumps coming out. Can put down a lot of paint. 3 down, but coming back fast with the cooler.
The
See a counter cooler coming in.
coordination there with the callouts.
Nice movement. Yeah, nice movement from both the Carbon and the Dualies there, just to close out that kill. Unfortunately, we're looking like they're not quite able to get the map control that they need, and Jelly Squids is going to initiate another push.
Cancel the tri-strikes before they're coming out.
You see the cooler coming out here, and the Octobrush landing in. A very nice jumping. Just going to give a little bit more momentum for Jelly Squids.
But they're
War
trying
of
to
attrition
get
right now.
back the casuals.
Bit of a war of attrition here. Looking like some specials coming out now. The push is starting to turn.
But the Jelly Squids with their hyper-aggressive calm are always around the tower. Ooh, nice pick.
Nice, yes, nice pick on that brush. That was a very sneaky play by them, but Carbon just having that reflexive ability just to close it out with a very nice combo.
But they can't get quite to the first checkpoint. Dynamo gets picked up. Ends up coming through, getting the picks.
It's a very unfortunate stagger right here. A little bit tough to come back from. It's still not impossible. They haven't made it past 50-90. It's not an unreasonable lead to turn around, but
It all depends on the first checkpoint.
they're going to have to maintain a numbers advantage for a little bit longer. Wondering if this cooler can possibly get in. Notably, the NZAP was taking out, which is going to deny a cooler probably for, maybe not for the rest of the game, but for a good portion of it. Again, just not able to keep that numbers advantage up.
I
They're
just
gonna have to make
realized
plays here.
the casuals are playing with double cooler.
Just a single cooler on this one. We have the Chump Dynamo.
Right, jump. The other one has a cooler. Sorry, my bad.
Yeah, no problem. It is gonna. The Chumps are providing a little bit of extra paint. We're just not seeing it kind of come out often. This could be the moment, though, if they're able to keep this stagger moving.
Down.
They're keeping up that stagger. They just have the bucket to watch out for.
Yeah,
Right
it
here.
gets taken down, and that's
Wow.
an overtime lead.
What a nice turnaround here. Yeah, just not really that big of a lead here in overtime. Just a few extra points. They just needed to kind of reverse that stagger, and the game 2 is going to the freaking casuals. This means we're going to be tied going into the third game, Noxton.
This also means we have at least 4 games to watch
Yeah.
in a best of 5.
You love to see it.
And they get their momentum back right at the start of overtime.
Absolutely. And I have to wonder how they'll carry this momentum in. It's going to be curious to see if they decide to keep this comp, if they decide to flex to other weapons, maybe depending on the stage here. I wonder if they would make the pick to go back to Hydra, or if they're just going to kind of ride this Dynamo here, just to operate on a different axis. That said, Jelly Squids also has shown us that they have some longer range picks that they could potentially throw into the mix, Noxton.
I wonder if we actually see these longer range picks. Because at least for this match, they are going for the short range comp. And basically try to swarm the enemies with their cooler output.
Absolutely. And we're going to be doing Sturgeon's Shipyard now. I'm pretty sure we haven't seen this one. And I don't think I'm potatoing this time. I'm pretty sure we haven't seen this stage yet.
No, we didn't see it at all.
Yeah, even in the replays here. So this could be interesting. I could see Hydra being very strong on the Greats and on the opposing snipe. I could even see a Crab Tank being a possibility, seeing the dualies with it. Of course, you know, there's something to be said about the bubbles as well. I think definitely still have a lot of equity on this map.
And the brush with the Zipcaster is actually a really good play there because you can get the snipes and
Yeah.
potentially the people who are trying to get back from the snipes
Mhm.
because you just fell so long down.
I think Zipcaster Brush is all but a guarantee here. I mean, if that's pretty much all we've seen, I believe Nano playing this entire tournament. If they do have a Octo Nuvo for the beacons, it certainly could make sense, but I just think Zipcaster is just so strong, particularly against backlaners, other anchors. And here we go, same comp we got here. And we have an Ink Brush. I like this pick a lot on this stage. I really do. There's so much room to move around and be an annoyance. There's lots of turf to get a lot of killer whale. And as I say that, here's our first one.
That's a fast charging killer wave.
Yeah. Brush can certainly get quite a bit. We do see them unfortunately going down at the hands of the Tri-Slosher, which is going to have that very fast kill time. As they kind of coordinate who's getting on the tower. Oh, just missing that jump there, but still getting through that first checkpoint next in.
So that's the checkpoint down. Let's see how they will react to it now that the tower is moving into the closer to the spawn.
Fortunate jump to the bomb here. This is where things get a little bit tricky. They do have 3 down here.
But strikes are coming up.
There's the wipe.
It's a wipe.
Here's the opportunity. Looks like they're going to try to get map control, just let the tower kind of roll back on its own here. You do have strikes at the ready, as well as chumps, which are going to put down a lot of map control.
Oh, they try to put pressure on early as they drop in with the dynamo.
Here come the chumps now. We do see our splatter shot going down.
The brush trying to defend the tower is getting killed.
Strikes just stalling the tower just a little bit more, but it looks like we are going to get this first check. The freaking casuals just trying to sink their claws into a lead here with a very aggressive dynamo roller in the bats, going down to a bomb in the process, but buying up quite a bit of time here. And the tie going to a lead.
1v1.
Brush.
Battle. Oh.
And yes, brush trades again, but with enough time for the dynamo to jump back in.
The push
is
is
going to allow them to score a few more points. Not able to get the chumps out, but we're able to provide just a few more jumps here. And with the wipes.
And
wow, some good heads-up play here from the freaking casuals. Able to get enough of a stall with 1 member up to get jumps back in. Not once, but twice, allowing them to secure the victory in Oxton.
yeah, you could really see the duel there. I mean, without the jump from the dynamo at the last moment, they couldn't have get the KO here. So that's 2 for the freaking casuals.
That was a good game for sure. I think it could still have gone either way. Sturgeon is a contentious map because of its shape. Just being on the defense can be very hard after the first check, in particular. But I think that's about as good of a game as you could ask for as we go into Manta Maria, which is the same thing but long.
Yeah, I mean, okay, when on Sturgeon you have the really small space after the first checkpoint. If you get through the corner right there, you can almost secure a win. But on Manta, you have that long hallway after the first checkpoint. Especially with the flank routes from the bunker.
I have to wonder if Hydra will come back in. Just seeing Hydra kind of on like the right side snipe that pretty much stonewalls the tower path unless you can get rid of it. And I don't know, aside from, I mean, they certainly, again, Jelly Suits has shown that they have the specials and skill to be able to deal with the Hydra.
Yeah.
But I just have to wonder again if they might opt for that little bit of range here, or if they might try something else entirely. But they, have now done this comp, a couple of times, and they're seeming to lose a little bit of equity on it. It could just be a matter of strategy rather than weapons, though. So we'll have to see momentarily.
I mean, I'm still waiting for someone to play Ballpoint, to be honest.
I know what happened to that weapon. Like, it was like the best thing since sliced bread for so long.
I don't know. I think after the last patch for their inkjet and that one little nerf for the spread, it's fallen off the famous. But yeah.
It's a shame because I think it's still quite a strong weapon here. Looks like we've made a small adjustment from Jelly Squids, going to add a junior back to the mix, thinking that Bubble's going to be really beneficial. We still have the Ink Brush comp here for the freaking casuals. Again, I do like this pick on this map as well, just, probably even more just because of how narrow it is, just the value you can get off your tail.
Rush getting their picks one by one.
Trying to skirmish out here. Inkbrush does have the ability to play a little bit safer in the Octobrush as well. They can usually survive a little bit longer. And I think with the Dapples on the team being more of that divey sort of weapon, it should be a nice complement to one another.
Yeah, definitely. Especially if they are playing together, you see the Brush trying to get them, and then from the side are coming.
Yeah, just cleaning up 2 kills in a row from the Dapples. Actually getting a third.
Inkjet is getting cancelled.
Yeah, it's a soft wipe there, if I'm not mistaken. I don't think the Inkbrush has died yet. I think they have just been up the whole time here.
No,
That changes here, but now we have last T-Tech standing, sending out a couple tri-strikes at the very end.
Right before the front checkpoint, there can no get back.
Jellysuit is doing a nice job maintaining some map control and getting another 3 down with just the Dynamo up as they start to cruise in past mid. They're now set up at the first checkpoint. This should be a pretty straightforward checkpoint.
Should be a checkpoint, yeah. And
I like how the junior is holding this bubble just as long as possible. Very, very smart play. And then right here at the second checkpoint where we're going to pop it off right as the tri-strikes come out.
Just waiting for the enemies to get close to the bubble to get the most value out of it.
Very nice second check here. Oh, and the wipe.
A wipe, yeah.
Yeah, the dive by the brush, just getting that last little pick there. Some very nice defense.
It was important wipeout. Because if they managed to get to the last checkpoint, it would have been the lead.
Having the cooler here going to be extra beneficial. They're fighting against a comp that does not have tactic cooler. Excuse me. And it's just going to give them, some extra lives, as it were, as they push on defense here. They could just play splat zones for the rest of the game and technically win it, Austin.
But they need to get their picks for it. If they don't pay attention and just play splat zones, then I guess they can lose the lead here.
I do like keeping the tower alive on their end. Unfortunately, the bomb going to come out at not the best time for them, but I do like keeping the tower just in their control, even if no one is riding. It's going to allow them a little bit more special output.
And in case of overtime, you can cancel it faster if you're just staying a little bit on the tower from time to time.
We do see that soft white from the Jelly Squids, and now another push being initiated. Gonna have to watch out for these flanks. One more. We have the T-Tech coming from behind, and then the Fallout gonna take care of them with the brush coming out first. This could be where they turned her. I think the bubble's gonna cinch it.
Yeah, that's the lead. Now the question is, can they... Oh, it's a wipe. No, they can't stop it.
Yep.
They can't stop it this time.
Once again, we have at the end of the game, now with the Jelly Squids turning around saying, "Nuh-uh, we aren't done. We're going to take this all the way to Game 5.
That's actually the first game of 5 we have here. Full set.
That's true, but to be fair, this is also the first best of 5.
Yeah, well, the second one right now, I just checked the app. Cloud Yellers are securing their win to the finals.
Yes, that means that whoever wins this next game is going to advance to the finals and compete with the Cloud Yellers in another best of 5.
Then I'm kinda interested how Cloud Yellers will play, because I didn't see any play of them right now.
I believe we checked out one replay of theirs earlier.
Did we?
There was an Octave Brush Nouveau, and anytime there's an Octave Brush, I tend to drool a little bit. So I distinctly remember that. I think we watched a replay as we were, in round 1's sort of technical difficulty situation. Again, big shout out to our TOs for helping secure that, and big shout out to the teams participating as well as the viewers for your patience as we wrangle the NSO app for the best player and viewer experience.
Just don't gamble MU-Live away. I just saw a few comments in the chat. But hey, we are seeing the last setup for the game to the finals.
Hagglefish Market again. We've got some, again, 2 teams that have frontline weapons that want to flank, that want to take annoying angles to draw attention away from the tower path. Just supported by some more paint and shot intensive weapons. So we'll see what they bring to the table. And again, aside from a few picks here and there haven't been a whole ton of blasters again.
It's more
Get on your blaster game. It's a good weapon. There's like 8 good ones.
Nova one, okay. With the inkjet.
Nova. Interesting. And we are looking also at the different Dynamo. Now, this is the one with Tactical, so it looks like they want to maintain that, but my assumption with the Nova is they want as many inkjets as possible.
Getting these explosion ship damage on the tower is definitely a play.
You see the bubble comp again, looking like they're going to try to hold it to get past a checkpoint here. Still a bit of a stalemate with just the junior left up, and there's that inkjet. Some very nice shots there from the inkjet, going to try to secure an early lead here.
Bubble on the tower to prevent players from having the dynamo, but he's
really interesting play. Yeah, using the bubble kind of like just to stall in mid as opposed to waiting to stall around an objective marker.
Yep.
I'll see another hit here.
Should
Just
come
not
up.
working. Can't be bothered to hide your recall. Just we're gonna pop it now and be as aggressive as possible. Keep up as much pressure and just rely on our drop roller to let us land safely.
If you can hit the shots and get a few kills, then you don't need to worry about the recall spot.
Certainly.
A junior pushing alone the tower, it seems.
They do have a marginal lead here. They are going to go down in the process to this T-Tech. but they're still fighting against 3v2, and a very, very nice pick there. I think that
That's
a more
now a
crucial
soft
pick than
wipe.
it looks. Great patience from the G-Tech here. That Zipcaster is going to take them down, though.
Doesn't want to have them take the lead, it seems.
And they're at one point, they're at the tie marker, and they couldn't quite get past that crest. Wow. Here, a cooler coming out. Brush continuing to be an annoyance.
Getting the
Securing pick
flanks.
after pick. And that's
No.
looking to extend the lead here.
After
Another
1.5
Zipcaster.
minutes, 2.5 minutes, we got to the first checkpoint.
This is the first checkpoint we've gotten to. That's right. This brush is still alive. This brush has been such a thorn in their side.
And just decided to take us from here.
The tactic cooler coming out up front.
Okay, now we see
Some more specials very soon.
and a push from the freaking casuals. Rush is getting down the Dynamo 2, but it's a 3 versus 2 situation right now.
Dying it unfortunately to a bomb, but back right in nice and quickly. Opportunity now to get through this first checkpoint if this brush doesn't stop them. And a brush trade, another common occurrence in the brush community, lots and lots of trades. We can see maybe just enough momentum here. The Inkjet going down, but there's the lead for the freaking casuals.
But it was a close one. Now they
And then the wipe.
need to get their feet back up. Because it's not a big lead with only 4 points difference.
Yeah, that wipe going to be tough, especially with Cooler coming out for Jelly Squids here. And quite a bit of map control and securing a few more picks in the process. Going to have to contend with this Inkjet and some Ink Strikes, but this bubble is probably going to secure them the win here. It's going to just give just enough HP to get them past that checkpoint.
We still have around 30 seconds on the clock. It's a wipe.
Another wipe!
That means whoever gets the first, well, to the second checkpoint in this case, gets the win basically.
It's a very tenacious play here. This is about as even of a game as you can ask for. Just about as much back and forth. We do have some strikes online. And I see them hold their specials here with the cooler coming out and some Ink Strikes as well. Probably looking to get another Inkjet just to secure it here. They're going to need to stay on the tower with 2 seconds left in.
Rush fell down the map, but nobody's on the tower and
The GG Ink Strike.
that's game.
And there it is. That last game going to the Jelly Squids. Wow, a well fought match from the freaking casuals.
Both teams played pretty well there.
Would have gotten away with it too if it weren't for those Jelly Squids.
It was a really close game, especially at the end. Because
Wow, what an excellent match. All right.
yeah.
Once we get confirmation from the team captain, we'll be moving straight along to the finals with the Cloud Yellers and Jelly Squids.
Some people are leaving the lobby. And we are basically at the finals.
Now we're just waiting for the report here, and yeah, we'll go straight into it. Check here. So far, we've seen quite a bit of good play here from these teams. I'm very excited to see this final match. I believe that the Cloud Yellers and the Jelly Squids did run into each other in round 3. It looks like with the Cloud Yellers coming ahead 2-0. But now with the Jelly Squids having an opportunity to come off of a win here, hopefully feeling a little bit of that high, and also having now a second opportunity to fight the Cloud Yellers. We'll have to see how they, what adjustments they make.
So I'm waiting to see how they will play actually, because we got well, 2 really good brush players in there, and I kind of want to see them fight.
Yeah, I mean, I'm an advocate for more Octobrush, personally. Should be no surprise. It's like we have started the final round. Teams are going to be readying up momentarily. Should get a notification here, and we do. Oh, there we are. That's the one. That's the notification I was looking for.
So
All right, we have.
And here we are.
Right. Jelly Squids and the Cloud Yellers. The Cloud Yellers, I believe they are just a pickup. Here, these, they did compete in our last DOS tournament, the Low Tier Heroes, and which went to Game 5 in the finals, with them cinching it at the very end. So we have some talented players, albeit now they are playing off of the last tournament. The Low Tier Heroes had a restricted weapon pool. This time they can play whatever they want, but you know, only on tower. So I do expect to see. I think I expect to see a little bit of bow, a little bit of Octobrush. I'm trying to think of off the top of my head what else. At least some Splattershot Pro would maybe be something to expect. I think Jelly Squids is probably going to do something similar to what they have been doing, the more of the aggressive side. Whether or not they decide they want to bubble, we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah. The first match of the final is on Inkblot. So let's see what they will doing here. I mean, the aggressive comp is kinda paid off for Jelly Squid.
Now they did do this one. We didn't watch this match, but in a previous round with Growlios and Jelly Squids, they did play on the stage already. So this is now going to be their second go at it. So again, Jelly Squids is probably going to consider what went not so in their favor last time and try to make an adjustment. It was by no means a landslide or anything. Like both of these games in their previous matches were very close. It looks like even their first round was actually only a 1-point difference, and then their next one was only an 8-point difference. So could be some
These are pretty
good
close
fights here.
matches. With only 1 point or 2 points difference. But yeah, let's
Here we
see.
go.
The first game of the finals. On Inkblot.
Okay. Here we go. We see
At least
this
one
is the
blaster.
yeah, it's the custom blaster. So not the range, the custom blaster with the splashdown.
The splashdown, yeah.
We see a cooler, and we see. I don't think we've seen a mini splatlight yet from Jelly Squids.
We didn't. Is this with the stamper one?
This is the bubble one.
The bubble one, ah, okay.
Yeah, this is the bubble one. So This is one this is one that seems to be coming up a little bit more, at least in the tournaments that I've watched. I've seen more people experiment with this one, particularly for something like tower control and zones.
I mean, Bubble is a little bit more reliable. I can't talk. Is a little bit more suited for tower than Stamper.
Certainly, although as we say that, it looks like the Cloud Yellers are picking up this early lead with 2 checkpoints down. Now, as they're cruising into the third one, this bow doing a nice job of staying alive. And as we have the leader coming out, going to keep a little stagger going on for Jelly Squids with Cooler at the ready.
But they're making their way to the first checkpoint. Only the Mini is up alive, getting market, and that's the last checkpoint, the last few points, and that's a win.
All right. Well, that first game's going to go pretty cleanly to the Cloud Yellers. We'll have to see what adjustments the Jelly Squids make. It seemed like the Cloud Yellers had a pretty good control of that game. And just getting like a few more crucial picks to get them through the checkpoints there. Noxton. So if you're the Jelly Squids, what are we changing going into game 2 here? We've now fought the Cloud Yellers in 3 battles effectively, and we haven't quite been able to cinch it. What is our strategy going into game 2 of finals?
I would try to get a hand of their combo with the Wellstringer and the Blasters. Because they're they combo well together. Let's say it that way. If you are holding,
they don't individually have to kill. They can just play off of one another with huge hitboxes.
The Wellstringers taking their space, and as soon as you get hit, you only need one shot from the Blaster.
Yeah, and the Wellstring in particular is going to provide that anchor role while not being like a backline in the traditional sense. It still occupies that anchor position pretty effectively here.
I a little bit consider it more of a midline actually, just because of the range.
Like a midline anchor, I guess, is how I always think of it. Like it still has that kind of, position where it's like it's not gonna be like an aggressive midline like something like a Splatana necessarily, or like a Splatana Stamper or a range blaster. It's gonna be a little bit more.
It's basically the defensive midline.
Exactly.
If you want it.
Exactly. Totally. All right. We've got looks like I believe the same comp, and we've got the switch back to the heavy Splatling. I do think that this is a good pick with the heavy Splatling and junior combo. Once again, we'll have to see how that pans out.
I mean, they need to consider their combo play with the Blaster and the Wellstringer, especially when the Wellstringer is on snipe.
Absolutely. I do think having a little more space to move might help, but Brush going down early here. That bubble.
Ooh, he got smoked. And the Brush
taking all of the hits there.
Just straight up, jumping right in. The heavy on the snipe, getting the Wellstring.
Oh yeah, I love that position for Splatling here. And heavy, despite being a little shorter range, it has long enough range that it can really make some things happen here. That's a nice jump just to continue into that aggressive position. I really love what the heavy's doing here right now.
And the kill time with the shot velocity is just great about the heavy.
Absolutely, and the range is long enough to support going through those great. You can hit really well both offensively and defensively if you're looking at mid. Ooh, gonna be the knockout.
But
Yeah,
Jelly
and,
Squid getting their win against the Wellers. Cloud Yellers. Sorry, my bad.
absolutely. Returning the favor once again. It's you can not to be demoralized at all. Just saying, hey, you can't just get away with a knockout here and not expect a retaliation. I think whatever adjustments they made, whether they be just considerations for the stage or their comp or strategy, they certainly paid off. And Cloud Yellers is not going to be able to rest on their laurels here, Noxton.
No, they need to adjust their gameplay to the heavy and the brush and junior combo.
Absolutely.
So
I don't know if that means changing their comp. I think it probably just means changing priority. Just really considering. I think the Jelly Squids, when they have Bubble on their team, they've been using it really smartly. It hasn't necessarily been at the start of a checkpoint. Sometimes it's been like just after. Sometimes it's been, to stall further movement from their opponents. And I think just they're going to have to probably make it a little bit of priority, and having something like a Wellstring to be able to poke at it, and there could just be a little bit more focus on getting rid of that special as soon as possible, annoying as it is.
no. I mean, we now get tower control on Merlin. And I think it's the first time we see it on live, not in replay codes.
I believe so. This is an interesting map, certainly. Just having these different modes of traversal by way of the fans and such. I think that we could see these very same comps working.
Yeah, definitely.
Back and forth.
I expect to see the Wellswinger again, because it has just enough range, or just the right range, to position yourself that you can watch over the tower all the time, basically.
It's such a good weapon, just in general, and just it has such utility, particularly like you mentioned with the blaster here. Yeah, they're going to keep this comp. It seems like they are comfortable with it. They have the double bubble now on the side of Jelly Squids.
I expect many bombs.
Absolutely. We actually have some sub-focused gear for both Angelic and Noodles here, looking to try to get lots of Splat Bomb output and a little bit extra range on their Splat Bombs. You see the cooler come out. I don't know that the Cloud Yellers are going to really be able to take advantage of that cooler.
It's a little bit far away, considering they're on a soft wipe.
This is a great position for this bubble. Again, not going to the tower, but just putting it on the checkpoint where the tower is going and getting the wipe out as they go past this checkpoint.
A second bubble on the tower. And now they are on their last checkpoint. Traisuka is coming in, but can't get a hold of the Junior on the tower. Another bubble, and
Both juniors on the tower. They have to send someone on top of it. Wow. Yeah, unfortunately with this kind of comp, you see, with their particular weapons, they kind of have to rely on the shooters to get inside the bubble if they can't destroy it fast enough. You kind of just have to get into their faces, and without having a very short range AoE like a Tri-Slusher, Brush, or anything like that, it's very difficult to do that.
It's hard to get in, especially with the Junior. Not really considering double bubbler there, but the Juniors with their bomb outputs, you basically have always two bombs somewhere on the map.
Right. We have had 3 knockouts in a row. We'll have to see now what is for it. I don't expect any changes from the Cloud Yellers. I think they're going to make some adjustments here just based on how they can tackle these bubbles a little bit more effectively. I do think that they have a lot more kill power, assuming the same comp.
And I think if you can just kind of like shut down these, Splattershot Junior bomb factories early, you can get a little bit more of a foothold.
You need to basically reduce their bomb output, because at least on Marlin, when you get swarmed by bombs, you can't do anything as a back or midline. And I think they are playing for especially that, and getting the paint output against the blaster so that it also stays away.
Yeah, I think paint output on this stage as well is going to really help against Blaster on offense, because it can be very difficult to get back in if you can't paint for yourself. We do see, again, the same comps again. I don't see any reason for Jolly Squids to want to switch in this case. I
No
think it
changes on both
worked
sides.
yeah, I think it worked perfectly for what they were trying to do last time. Already see a bubble ready. Already see a trade.
2 bubbles are ready. 1 gets placed. Fights in mid while the tower is going to checkpoint 1.
You use that bubble a little bit more selfishly, but it paying off as the junior gets the pick. And now they're sliding into the first checkpoint, marked with lots of bombs and lots of chip damage. 2 going down, 3 going down for Jelly Squids, with the last one hiding behind that tower, but getting called out and pushed back in the process.
I mean, he could definitely have pushed the tower a little bit further if he had a bubble up, but...
Nice call out on the flank here.
Nice direct. Oh!
Ooh, a very nice direct, using that splashdown just to get rid of the bubble, just to deny them that space. That is one way to get rid of a bubble.
I mean, it pays off with that reaction time.
Fortunately, the Blaster not able to get a cooler here. We do have a couple coming back fast.
Rush was watching the tower.
Still very close with Brush marked. We're going to have the Zipcaster soon and going to be able to come in and try to deal with this. Ooh, dying to chip here. Well, maybe from a direct, I couldn't really tell what that was.
Can also tell. The blaster is moving in.
Do like the aggression from the Blaster there, but still kind of fighting an uphill battle here with the Wellstring now alone.
I like the coordination with the point sensors.
I have double point sensors, I'm just now realizing.
Just to let everyone know where everyone is.
The silent call out.
And that's... Is this the first checkpoint? No.
It is the first checkpoint. Yeah, it still hasn't gone out, and very nice defense. Just a very, very nice defensive play from the Crowd Yellers. I think they were lacking that in some previous games, and that was just to show that they can kind of coordinate things a little bit more so that they can ride through the checkpoints. Just with the Wellstring on the tower, they might be able to get the lead here. It's going to be very close. 1 point.
Bombs. But the push isn't over yet. It's stayed alive long enough to get the jumps in. That's the lead.
Some very nice play by the Wellstring there, and then subsequently the NZAP to just stay alive long enough to keep that checkpoint alive. Now rolling into the second checkpoint here with Drinks on the tower. Again, I don't think they're going to be able to make much advantage of it before the wipeout comes. And we see the map start to turn Blurple again.
Rush against Blaster. Rush wins.
Yeah, at that range, I think you have to get it. If you miss your first direct, you are gone.
Yeah, you need to close the range for
defense.
Get too much chip damage.
Seeing the Grisgo Stringer here, just having all sorts of issues. I don't know if they see the shark there. I don't think they caught that shark from the brush.
but he gets called out.
They do see them now, but we do have bubbles at the ready. We have another bubble and a zip caster.
Could
They're
this
gonna
be
have-
their way to the lead?
They're going to have to take the fight to the tower itself.
The heavy standing down there, supporting the tower.
Fortunate. They're going to need to start pushing it in the other direction. A nice tap on the tower. Going to help move it the other way. Going to have to hold it down, try to stay alive as long as possible. The Brush going to try to do all it can to skirmish.
We are in the last 10 seconds.
The Meat Grinder here. This bubble could be really contentious. They're going to have to get rid of it immediately or send someone onto the tower right away.
Yeah.
There's just a few points difference.
Ooh, the second bubble.
Ooh,
No, they're
the
getting the
second bubble.
trades and the heavy
the lead.
stands behind just to hold them all off.
That's the lead, and with that, that is the set by 1 point in overtime, going to Jelly Squids here. A very nice, well-fought battle from the Cloud Yellers. But with that, that is it for Tower of the People.
That was a really big combat there.
Wonderful. And with that, we also have our top 3. Cue your imaginations for the graphic, but with Jelly Squids now taking the first place slot, we have Cloud Yellers at second place, and then the Freaking Casuals taking the third place by way of their points in the Swiss rounds.
That was a nice tournament.
Absolutely. Very well. Big thanks to all the teams that completed Jelly Squids, Cloud Yellers, Freaking Casuals, the Deep Sea International, and Tentacle Difficulties. We really appreciate, of course, all of you who tuned into the stream today to give it a watch. Want to give a big shout out to our tournament TOs. Tournament organizers. I want to give a shout out to the tournament organizers for all of the help that they do behind the scenes, and of course, a big thanks to my co-commentator and streamer Noxton, whom actually was kind of recruited last minute to put this together. We would not have a stream today if it wasn't for him. So Noxton, thank you very much for staying up late to do this with me.
You're welcome. It was my pleasure to comment it again. So I had, well, a really nice day for today, and I hope you guys had fun with the commentating and the matches we saw here.
Absolutely. All right, and we'll see you guys next time.
So see you soon. Bye bye.